Imagine waking up tomorrow and finding out that the Roman Empire, the Dark Ages, and ancient Egypt never actually happened in real time. Not a single human being ever lived through those eras. Instead, everything you know about antiquity is a programmed backstory, a massive data set injected directly into our reality to give our modern world a logical context. Analyzing historical inconsistencies as if they were software glitches reveals patterns that standard history books struggle to explain. Welcome to history hacking. We don't spend our time reading old dusty parchments. We parse the log files of reality itself. To see the code that actually runs our universe, you must let go of the assumption that our past was a physical experience. To understand exactly what happened to our history, we need to look at the simulation hypothesis, proposed by philosopher Bostrom. Think about how fast video games evolve. A few decades ago, you played with heavily pixelated blocks. Today, entire simulated worlds are nearly photorealistic, populated by characters driven by artificial intelligence. Bostrom points out a mathematical inevitability. If a civilization can eventually build a computer powerful enough to perfectly simulate a universe where the inhabitants don't know they're in a game, the odds are practically zero that we are the original physical civilization. We are statistically guaranteed to already be living inside one of those computers right now. The proof is in physics. Matter isn't infinitely divisible. There is an absolute limit called the Planck volume. Next, the render limit. The double slit experiment proved particles only solidify when observed. Finally, if nature's base constants shift slightly, the universe's mathematical model crashes. These aren't random quirks of nature. They are highly efficient, resource-saving software mechanics designed to keep a massive simulation from overloading its hardware. Physicists usually point to the Big Bang, but if you are a system architect simulating the 21st century, calculating billions of years of empty rock and dinosaurs in real time is inefficient. You skip straight to the exact moment things get relevant. Modern role-playing games do this by giving you a lore file. They write thousands of years of deep, unplayable background history into the database, ancient kings, fallen empires, old wars, so the world feels fully realized the second you log in. This software logic suggests a specific starting point, the Renaissance. It's during this era, around the 14th century, where our historical records begin to behave like an active system, rather than a pre-written background. Human antiquity is not a timeline we survived, but a static database injected at launch to provide the simulation with a logical foundation. This timeline charts the chronologies of ancient dynasties, and it exposes our first glitch, checksums. Real human history is messy and chaotic, but when you break down these early empires, they collapse into rigid, mathematically mirrored arrays. You'll see patterns like exactly 31 kings, using 13 recurring names, over 403 years. These mirrored numbers, 13 and 31, 14 and 41, behave like digital signatures. The second glitch is asset reuse. To save storage space, programmers will constantly copy, paste, and recolor old elements. In our timeline, the structure and major events of the Roman Empire overlap almost perfectly with later European empires, sitting exactly 800 years apart. The exact same historical beats play out in sequence. Then we have the update rollout. During the Renaissance, massive troves of ancient texts were suddenly rediscovered. We lack original documents for almost any of these works. We have only the copies that spawned during this specific time frame. And right as these texts appeared, the printing press was invented. It was the perfect hardware distribution network to mass install this freshly generated lore file directly into the recently spawned human population. These missing original texts and repeating historical anomalies are the digital fingerprints of a database that was copied and deployed in haste. Traditional historians fail to account for these patterns because they apply human, emotional logic to what are actually the cold log files of a giant simulation. That's why this channel exists. We are going to decode the matrix line by line, expose the historical NPCs, and reveal the true architecture of our reality. If you are ready to question the system, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and join the update. You are part of the first generation possessing the computing logic required to finally read the code that confines us. The history you were taught is an illusion, but the files are wide open.